York City has been trying to get rid of street artists in one way or another. This is the latest ploy by claiming a public safety issue when there is no public safety issue here. No one's ever been hurt by artists in the park. No one's ever tripped over displays, been hit in the head with easels. Nothing has happened. This is a total ploy by the city to get rid of us. Because this is valuable real estate we're taking up, you know? And they want to set concessions here, and they just don't want us here. And they're putting in 9 people in that corner and 9 people in that corner. And that's not even constitutional. It's an unreasonable restriction on First Amendment, in my opinion. And I predict that eventually we'll sue them again, like we did the first time, and win in federal court.
City, if they take away the art market, it's going to be killing culture. It's going to be killing an intangible beauty that the city has right now. This thing is growing organically. This is public space. This is a public park. You know, you're going to be killing culture. People love walking through an art market. It's any heart pulse of any city that you go into. When you see the art markets and you go in the art market, that's the real pulse of the city. That's what's coming out of the city. This is a beautiful piece of New York City here.
We thrive by looking at the art and the things that are on the street. I think this is one of the very last places where you can actually go into a park, stroll, and have artists display their things rather than going into a place where everything is commercial.
So Friday, there's this hearing at the Chelsea Rec Center, and the City Parks Department is proposing to change the laws and rules about artists vending their material out here. The hearing is at 11 a.m. We are doing a protest at 10 a.m. because it is our belief as members of the group artists that the reason why Bloomberg and the Parks Department are trying to cut the number of us down temporarily is so that we will fight each other, and then they will be able to rent out park space and license it with permits and make tons of money off of what you see now as like free speech and little small businesses actually standing a chance.
This is a public hearing. Right. And we have a right to hear it!
Yes!
We have a right to hear see the knife that's going into our back!
Yes!
Don't leave.
Art is power! Art is power! Art is power! Art is power!
Today there's a hearing where a testimony is going to be giving. They're trying to pass some quote-unquote new regulations to regulate the artists that set up in public parks and on the streets. Regulations actually already exist and they're not being enforced, and the new so-called new regulations are really to make it just difficult for artists to set up so that they can rent space to corporate or private concessions. And the problem with that is, and the reason that the artists are upset is because, and why it's also a First Amendment issue, is that the First Amendment law protects free expression on public land, and the parks are public. And so anybody, an artist, a non-artist, a performer can set up, and if they're expressing ideas, they can do it for free. But the city and the Parks Commission would like to take the space that the artists use for free and rent it to private corporations and make money off of it, and that's called privatizing the parks. We had a protest starting at about 9:30, 10 a.m. I think there may be about 500 artists and citizens who showed up. It looked like a very, very large crowd. And now we're waiting to go into the hearing, which actually already started at 11 o'clock. And I think they're letting people in 10 at a time, so which is why we're all still out here.
I'm looking for Mr. Adam Sperling, Brad Miller, John Sneed.
My name is Jonathan Blum, and I've been selling on the street since 1992. Started off in Soho and West Broadway, and then in 2005 moved to Union Square. And I just have to say, for me, it's been an amazing experience to watch this grassroots phenomenon take hold in Union Square. I mean, I have a different approach here. I think it's all good. If it ain't broke, why fix it, right? Things are good there. Things are really good there. I mean, you go there, it's like exciting. Okay, it's a little messy, but it's New York, it's amazing. I mean, it's an amazing place. And I just want to say, the farmers market, the artists, the locals, the tourists, the park, the protests, the city-sponsored events, all make Union Square one of the most genuine and dynamic places in the world, man. You know, it's truly the center of our city. It is the center of our city right now. I really believe that.
Thank you.